Good evening, Addison, and welcome to the combined meeting of the committees for Monday, June 19th, 2023. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustees Del Rosario?
Here.
Nasty?
Here.
Reyes? Co-chairs Hunley?
Here.
Kluzny?
Here.
O'Brien? Here.
Item number 2 is consideration to approve the minutes of the June 5th, 2023 combined meeting of the committees.
So moved.
Second.
Any additions, corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3 is audience input regarding agenda items before the committee. We have none. Item number 4 is discussion of accounts payable. Earlier this evening, we reviewed the following directives. Directive 24-8 in the amount of $1,172,596.99. Directive 24-9 in the amount of $418,201.94. And Directive 24-10 in the amount of $1,066,467.11. We also have some adjustments. Directive 23-74 was approved on April 17th, 2023 in the amount of $785,263.86. It is now being reduced by $592.62, making the new total $784,671.24. Directive number 24-3, which was approved on May 15th, 2023, for the amount of $979,140.23, is being reduced by $568.92, making the new total $978,571.31.
Make the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5, consideration of approval to purchase 3 years of the Know Before cybersecurity training for employees, the Fisher subscription, and the Security Coach subscription in the total cost of $22,032. Funding in account number 620.9962-4105.
Make the motion.
Thank you. Mike.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. This is our cybersecurity training. It's been very successful the last couple of years. This is a continuation with the additional complete suite with them because of the intensity of the phishing emails we're getting. The 2 additional items are the Phish ER, which is for IT, which allows automation for the phish emails to be sorted through AI, and then we get alerted with the more critical ones. It also allows us to remove emails out of people's mailboxes that could be or are cited as phishing by us, so we do have complete control over it. The Security Coach is additional training for those that fail our random tests. It automatically sends them into a coaching guidelines, so it helps kind of just reinforce what we're trying to give throughout the village.
Very good. Yes, this is a great program. I have no questions. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6 is consideration of approval to purchase batteries and replacement parts for the uninterruptible power supply located in the police department from Nationwide Power in the total amount of $20,989.94, funding in account number 620.9962-4180.
Make the motion.
Thank you. Mike.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. This is a larger power supply that resides where the old ACDC dispatch center was, but it does power half of the building and the police side. So it is a critical piece of equipment. Should the generator fail, it does give at least 4 or 5 hours of backup for the police department. This includes battery replacement and breaker replacement. So it is a complete overhaul to get this back up to par.
Very good. How long do the batteries typically last?
Batteries are about a 5-year lifespan. So they do come and test them, and when they drop below a certain voltage rating, they start to recommend it, and then we continued on until finally this one did have a complete failure.
Yeah, yeah. Very essential. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7 is consideration of approval to purchase a Galileo Series G56 chassis with 28 HDMI inputs and outputs with a Go Advanced software package and a 3-year support and installation for the video wall controller at the Addison Consolidated Dispatch Center from the village's sole source and support partner, Pace Systems, Inc., in the total amount of $114,994. Funding in account number 100.1530-4304.
Make the motion.
Second.
Thank you. Mike?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. This one we've put off as long as we can. This Galileo system runs our video wall system and all the AV throughout the Consolidated Dispatch Center. It is running on Windows 7, which is no longer supported, no more security updates for that. And now the Galileo software is also no longer supported and also is a security risk. And because that system is on our network and within the dispatch center, it's vital for us and our member agencies that we do stay updated on the software and the hardware for these systems.
Very good. I have no questions on this item. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, ma'am.
Item number 8 is consideration of payment number 7 to Hitchcock Design, Inc. of Naperville, Illinois, for the final design and engineering of Phase 5 of the Village Green Improvement Project, Veterans Monument, in the amount of $14,409. Funding in account number 470.9947-4536.
Make the motion.
Second.
Thank you. Don?
Thank you very much. This is payment number 7, a progress payment to Hitchcock Design for the final design and engineering of phase number 5 of the Village Green Improvement Project, which is the Veterans Circle Monument, in the amount of $14,409. And staff recommends your consideration.
Thank you. I have no questions on this item. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item number 9 is consideration of a payment to Granesis of Palatine, Illinois, for annual subscription services for web streaming and archiving in the amount of $17,813.17. Funding in account number 100.1050-4110.
Make the motion.
Second.
Thank you. Don?
Thank you. This is a payment to Granicus for the village's subscription service, web streaming, and archiving of ACTV programming in the amount of $17,813.17. Your consideration is requested.
Thank you. I have no questions on this item. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Item number 10 is consideration of a resolution approving the purchase of 2 2023 Ford Explorer police utility vehicles direct from Curry Commercial Center of Frankfort, Illinois, in the amount of $79,258.48, and a request to waive the formal bid process. Funding in account number 640.9964-4344.
Make the motion.
Second.
Thank you. Rick?
Good evening. Thank you, Madam Chairman. As part of this year's fiscal budget, 2 of our police squads are scheduled for replacement. We're requesting for a direct purchase in this case. This would be purchased from Curry Commercial, who we've purchased vehicles in the past. As you know, some of the state bids and joint bid have pretty much dried up for vehicles. But in this situation, through Curry, we're able to obtain 2 of these interceptors. They will still apply the typical municipal discount of around 16% off the MSRP. So we're requesting then to accept this resolution, authorizing us then to purchase these 2 vehicles in a total amount of $79,258.48.
I have no questions on this item. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item number 11 is consideration of a resolution approving the purchase of 5 vehicles from locally approved dealerships in the not-to-exceed amount of $240,000 and a request to waive the formal bid process, funding in account number 640.9964-4344, 640.9964-4347, 640.9964-4304, and 640.9964-4340.
Make the motion.
Second.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This request is for the purchase of 5 vehicles that were scheduled for replacement and budgeted for this year. These are all sedan or light pickup trucks. In the same situation as in the past, we're having trouble acquiring vehicles through the normal channels, and we are unable to get quotes from dealers. They're reluctant to put something down on paper. We would go running around, of course, to other dealers, and the process would be very difficult. So in this case, we would shop these vehicles at some of our local approved vendors that we'd work with through our purchasing department. They would be capped at the budgeted amount for each of the vehicles, which are explained in the resolution and in the backup materials that you have. 4 of these vehicles are direct purchase from this year's budget, and the 5th is one that is a replacement from a vehicle that was in an accident. It's a total replacement in which we've already received the insurance money for that purchase. So we're recommending passing of this resolution, authorizing us then to purchase these 5 vehicles at local dealerships.
Thank you. I have no questions on this item. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item number 12, consideration to accept the proposal for the replacement of the Farmwood Storm Pump Station Control Panel from Gasvoda and Associates, Inc. of Calumet City, Illinois, in the amount of $22,050, funding in account number 500.5031-4304.
Make the motion.
Thank you. Rick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. At the back end of the Farmwood Park, there is a storm pump station, a very important station that dewaters the park when it does fill for flood control. It was original to the design of when the Farmwood subdivision was built. Gasvoda is the company that did the original installation and construction of that pump station and control panel. They've also done the upkeep and some of the repairs throughout its life. We'd like to replace and upgrade the entire panel at this time. So we did request a proposal from Gasvoda, and we are asking for your approval. They would, of course, keep the station. We want to do this during dry times when we can, and also keep the station running should we need it in case of emergency. So with that, for all the total work and to replace that would be $22,050, and we're requesting your approval at this time.
I have no questions on this item. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item 13, consideration to accept the proposal for rear yard drainage installation from Narnia Landscaping Design and Construction, Inc. of West Chicago, Illinois, in the not-to-exceed amount of $18,400, funding in account number 500.5031-4110.
Make the motion.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Public Works Department, along with Community Development and our engineers, we've reinstituted, as you know, our rear yard drainage program several years ago. So we're able to put money towards various projects to help relieve standing water and some other issues. In this case, Narnia Landscaping has done those projects over the last couple of years. We've had no issues with them. This particular project is a little bit of a longer run for us to connect to our storm sewer, which is quite a ways down towards the end of the block. So in this case, the proposal is a little higher than their normal operations. This proposal came in at $18,400. However, that amount is consistent with the price per foot that we've been paying for these installations of these drainage systems. Again, we've had no issues with the contractor, so we're requesting your approval then from Narnia for the contract in the amount of $18,400, and our attorney has approved the proposal.
Thank you. I have no questions on this item. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item number 14 is consideration for approval to purchase 2 2024 Mack MD7 cab and chassis and supplemental plow equipment from Lindco Equipment Sales of Maryville, Indiana, through a Sourcewell contract in the total amount of $541,728, funding in account number 640.9964-4347.
Make the motion.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This request is for 2 additional vehicles that were also approved in this year's budget for equipment replacement. This is for 2 of our larger plow trucks, along with the salt spreaders on the back. These would be a direct purchase through Lindco. Sourcewell contract is for all of the equipment upgrades to plow equipment, the bed, and salting equipment. So you can see there that the total for the 2, the $541,728 to be purchased through Lindco. The old, once these are built and on site, then the old 2 vehicles would be auctioned off.
Thank you. I have no questions on this item. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item number 15, consideration to accept the proposal for a 1-year contract extension to bid number 22-2-3 for asphalt milling to Chicagoland Paving Contractors, Inc. of Lake Zurich, Illinois, in the not-to-exceed amount of $40,000, funding in account number 100.2520-4180.
Make the motion.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Last year, the village awarded a bid to Chicagoland Paving for doing milling work. This milling work is associated with all the paving we do in-house in public works. These are much more isolated, smaller projects throughout town where there's problem areas, roads breaking down, or where we've had major utility construction. So these are some of the streets that are planned then for this year include on Natoma, on Michigan, on Sherwood, on Highview, on Mavis, and the 1600 block of Byron. So those are planned to be resurfaced then later this year after the milling is performed. We've had no issues with Chicagoland Paving in the past. The budget cap is $40,000. The price that they proposed is a slight increase from the original bid of 4.9%, which we feel is acceptable given the climate for that type of work. So requesting your approval at this time.
Thank you. I have no questions on this item. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item number 16 is consideration to purchase bulk road salt through the DuPage County Joint Purchasing Requisition from Compass Minerals America, Inc. of Overland Park, Kansas, in the not-to-exceed amount of $185,000, funding in account number 100.2520-4206.
Make the motion.
Second.
Rick.
Thank you again, Madam Chair. Each year, the village, along with surrounding municipalities and DuPage County, go together on a joint bid for salt. Each year, with that, we have an opportunity to extend the bids, just like we do with many of our contracts. However, in this case, the proposal from the previous company was going to be a bit higher. It was decided by amongst all the municipalities in the county to rebid. So the county did that back in April, and they awarded the bid this year to Compass Minerals. It did result in just a couple % increase from last year, but better pricing than what the previous company was proposing for the redo of the contract. We do have $185,000 set aside in our budget for that to purchase. We have to guarantee a purchase of 80% of what we've committed to in this contract, which is noted there in the accompanying literature that you have. So we're recommending, and we've used Compass Minerals in the past for salt, and we've had no issues, so we're recommending your approval then to execute this contract with them at this time.
I have no questions. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item number 17 is consideration to accept the proposal from Robe Inc. of Chicago, Illinois, through the Equalis Group joint purchasing contract for the concrete walkway repair project at the A.J. LaRocca Treatment Facility in the amount of $55,322.30, funding in account number 500.5032-4178.
Make the motion.
Second.
Rick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This past year in our budget, we did approve to make some repairs on a concrete walkway which suspends over two of our tanks at our A.J. LaRocca wastewater treatment facility. It is a very difficult repair that has to be done while we keep the tank somewhat in operation, and also because of where this is an elevated platform. So we had trouble bidding, we had trouble getting quotes, but we did know that through a company similar to Sourcewell, a joint bid group, Equalis, they have stuff that's national bid pricing for these types of repairs and construction. So with that, they did come out, they've designed and put the entire package together. All the materials are in your backup from the original bid that was done nationwide, along with some information specifically to Illinois requirements. This has been reviewed by our attorney and approved. We also have a supplemental 2-page contract that they've agreed to sign for locally for the work to be done. So this would be with Robe Construction here out of Chicago. To do this repair, it came in just under budget for a total amount of $55,322.30, and we're recommending your approval at this time.
Thank you. I have no questions on this item. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor? Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
Item number 18 is consideration of a resolution approving the project quotation from Vigilant Solutions for license plate reader cameras in the amount of $109,325 and a request to waive the formal bid process. Funding in account number 100.1510-4305, 04,
Make the motion?
Second.
Thank you. Jose.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Chair. This item is for consideration and resolution approving the license plate readers, also known as LPRs. This quote is from Vigilant Solutions, a request to waive bidding. The quote includes 7 LPR cameras with their appropriate required fixtures and cables. The Vigilant LPR basic service package, along with the investigative data platform and data access package. Includes communication boxes, extended hardware warranty of 5 years. This package will add to the current 6 LPR cameras the Addison Police Department currently operates. This plan was reviewed by the village attorney, met with his approval, and we request your approval on this item.
Thank you. I have no questions on this item. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item number 19, consideration of payout request number 1 in the amount of $417,131.89 to R.W. Dunteman Company for the Kings Point Patching Project. Bid number 23-2-1, funding in account number 250.9025-4415.
Make the motion?
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This item for your consideration is the first payout request to R.W. Dunteman Company for the Kings Point Patching Project in the amount of $417,131.89. The payout request tonight represents approximately 98% completion of the project. Minor restoration work is all that's required at this point. The good news is the project's totally funded 100% with RBI money. We came under budget as well, and we're actually under the bid as well at this point. So we think we're going to come under what we bid on. No cost at all to the village. Staff has checked the quantities and the total work done. We've received all of our waivers of lien. So we are happy with the work that's been done. We are going to hold 10% back for retainage for work completed to date. So tonight we are requesting your approval in this payout number 1 to R.W. Dunteman in the amount of $417,131.89.
Thank you. I have no questions. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item number 20, consideration to award bid number 23-3-1 to Brothers Asphalt Paving, Inc. for the 2023 MFT Street Maintenance Program in the total amount of $2,057,117.30. Funding in account number 9925-4401 and 9925-4459.
Make the motion?
Second.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This item for your consideration is the award bid number 23-3-1 to Brothers Asphalt Paving for this year's MFT Streets and Sidewalk Maintenance Program. We actually had 3 contractors bid on this project, with the lowest bid coming in at $2,057,117.30. The difference between the lowest bid and the second lowest bidder was just over $65,000, and then the lowest bid came in just over the engineer's estimate of about $105,000. We feel it's likely due to inflation of material cost and a skilled labor shortage. This year's work will be located in the Foxdale area in the southeast part of town by Ardmore School. As you know, Brothers has done a lot of work in the past on our MFT projects, and staff's comfortable with their work. So tonight, we are asking for your favorable approval in awarding bid number 23-3-1 to Brothers Asphalt Paving in the amount of $2,057,117.30.
Thank you. I have no questions on this item. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
We'll move on to Building, Zoning, and Development Committee items. Item number 21 is consideration of an ordinance amending certain provisions of Chapter 12 of the Village Code regarding short-term residential rentals. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. On discussion. Mike?
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. This item for your consideration amends Chapter 12 of the Village Code with regard to our short-term residential rental ordinance, which was recently approved by the Village Board, went into effect January of this year. There's really one change. It's found in the definition section of the ordinance. We are proposing to remove the definition of a residential structure, replacing it with residential premises. We've discovered not only are people renting their homes for 30 days or less, but they're also renting part of their property, maybe the backyard for a party or a swimming pool. So the proposed change now will prevent this from legally happening. Staff feels that these changes help keep our residential neighborhoods wholesome in how they were originally intended when they were first built. So barring no questions from the committee, staff is recommending your approval of the ordinance tonight.
Thank you, Mike. Any questions from the committee? Hearing none, then all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion is carried. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
And moving on to Public Health, Safety, and Judicial Committee items. Item number 22, consideration of a resolution approving the quote from Axon Enterprises, Inc. for the Officer Safety Plan in the amount of $3,038,080.19 over a 10-year contract, which is $303,808.02 per year, and request to waive the formal bid process.
So moved.
Jose?
Yes. Thank you, Madam Chair. This item for your consideration is a resolution approving the Officer Safety Plan quote from Axon and request to waive bidding. This is the last of several quotes the board has reviewed towards Axon Officer Safety Plan, which includes body-worn cameras, we have the record management, tasers, unnecessary equipment, and training. The plan is for 10 years and would include automatic replacement of all equipment and any upgrades. This plan was reviewed by the village attorney, met with his approval, and we request your approval on this item.
Thank you. I have no questions. Any questions from the committee? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. And then item number 23, consideration of an ordinance amending certain provisions of Chapter 13 of the Village Code regarding the transfer or sale of THC acetate ester, otherwise known as THCO.
So moved.
Second.
Jose?
Thank you, Madam Chair. This item for your consideration amending certain provisions of Chapter 13 of the Village Code, make it unlawful for any person, including any licensee, to sell, transfer, deliver, give away, sell, or offer to sell the THC acetate estate compound, also known as THCO. According to U.S. Department of Justice, THCO is not the same as Delta 8 or Delta 9. Company found a cannabis sativa plant. THCO has not been approved by the THCO has not been approved for the safe consumption by the Federal Drug Administration and is Schedule 1 narcotic labeled by the DEA as a controlled substance. The proposed changes were reviewed by the village attorney, met with his approval, and we request your approval on this item.
And there's a penalty associated if they're,
Yes, fine between $1,000 to $5,000.
okay. Any other questions from the committee? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Item number 24, audience participation. Doesn't look like we have any. Item number 25, executive session. We don't need one. Item number 26, other business at the discretion of the chairman. Nothing. And item number 27, adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call the regular village board meeting for Monday, June 19th to order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Trustees Del Rosario,
Here.
Kluzny,
Here.
Huntley,
Here.
Nasty,
Here.
O'Brien,
Here.
and Reyes is absent this evening. Mayor Veenstra.
Here. Would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you please remain standing, tonight's invocation will be given by Pastor Kevin Peterson of St. Paul Lutheran Church.
It's nice to be here. I'm Pastor Kevin Peterson at St. Paul across the street, so nice to be welcomed here to do this today. Just have a short prayer in our invocation. Dear Lord, you have established this world into the right-hand kingdom of your church, but also the left-hand kingdom where you establish civil order and civil government. You are in charge of both with very different purposes, and we thank you for the left-hand activities that take place in this room and that will be taking place today to keep your will in line with what you would have citizens do here in this community of Addison. We just ask that this meeting would be fruitful and for the benefit of all those who are elected and appointed here to serve the people in the community. So we ask for this meeting to be given your blessing in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you very much. Item number 4 is the approval of the minutes of the June 5th regular village board meeting. Is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Motion and second to approve. Discussion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The minutes stand approved. Item 5, proclamations, appointments, and presentations. This evening, we have several appointments, and we have multiple commissions in our village that work very diligently to help us make decisions and
make us aware of issues that we may not normally be aware of. So commissions are very important, and clearly the members that volunteer to be on those commissions are very important. So today, we are going to make reappointments, and I will call up the names if you come forward, and then we'll do one swearing in for the entire group. So first of all, Commercial and Industrial Commission, we're reappointing Joe Fernandez Jr., Antonio Ancona, Len Grimsley Jr., Roberto Gallo, and Tim DeLauder. Special Events Commission, Deanna Rosa, Joe Ariano, Joe Kalish, and Dean Stathopoulos. Senior Commission, Carmen Farina, Angie Kelly, Sally Nosick, Elizabeth Keish, Lisa Dector, Kathy Breja, Donna DiCristofaro, and Dennis Swoboda. And for the Plan Commission, Don McComb. So if you could please come forward. And Lucille will meet you down in front of the podium over here. And we'll officially swear you in.
Senior Commission. According to the best of my ability. According to the best of my ability. Mr. Mayor and Mrs. Zucchero and all the trustees of Addison, I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of the senior commissioners and the Senior Club of Addison to express our deep thanks for all you've done for us, for all your support financially as well as informationally. We love when you come to our meetings and talk and give us information about the village. And we always love to hear how we can help you in doing your job. So thank you very much from all of us.
Well, we've said it before, and we're sincere, and the seniors are the backbone of our community, so we appreciate all that you do, and
Thank you.
whatever we can do to help, we're there for you. So thank you very much. Okay, item number 5 is audience input regarding agenda items before the board. This is also a convenient time for those who would like to leave and not stay for the entire meeting to do so. And we have no audience input this evening. So that moves us to item 7, the consent agenda. 7A is approval of accounts payable.
Earlier this evening, the committee recommended approval of the following directives. Directive 24-8 in the amount of $1,172,596.99. Directive 24-9 in the amount of $418,201.94. And Directive 24-10 in the amount of $1,066,467.11. We also have 2 adjustments. Directive 23-74, which was approved on April 17th, 2023, in the amount of $785,263.86, is being reduced by $592.62, making the new total $784,671.24. Directive number 24-3, which was approved on May 15th, 2023, in the amount of $979,140.23, is now being reduced by $568.92, making the new total $978,571.31.
Thank you. 7B is approval to purchase 3 years of the Know Before cybersecurity training for employees, the Fisher subscription, and the security coach subscription in the total amount of $22,032. 7C is approval to purchase batteries and replacement parts for the uninterruptible power supply UPS located in the police department from Nationwide Power in the total amount of $20,989.94. 7D is approval to purchase a Galileo Series G56 chassis with 28 HDMI inputs and outputs with the Go Advanced software package and a 3-year support and installation for the video wall controller at the Addison Consolidated Dispatch Center from the village's sole source and support partner, Pace Systems Incorporated, in the total amount of $114,994. Item 7E is approval of payment number 7 to Hitchcock Design Incorporated of Naperville, Illinois, for the final design and engineering of Phase 5 of the Village Green Improvement Project. This is Veterans Monument in the amount of $14,409. 7F is the approval of payment to Granicus of Palatine for annual subscription service for web screening and archiving in the amount of $17,813.17. 7G is approval to purchase 2 2024 Mack MD7 cabin chassis and supplemental plow equipment from Linco Incorporated Sales of Maryville, Indiana through the Sourcewell contract in the total amount of $541,728. 7H is approval of the proposal for a 1-year contract extension to bid 22-2-3 for asphalt milling to Chicagoland Paving Contractors Incorporated of Lake Zurich, Illinois, in the not to exceed amount of $40,000. 7I is approval to purchase bulk road salt through the DuPage County Joint Purchasing Requisition from Compass Minerals America of Overland Park, Kansas City, in the not to exceed amount of $185,000. Item 7J is approval of a proposal from Robe Incorporated of Chicago, Illinois through the Equalis Joint Group, let's try that again, Equalis Group Joint Purchasing Contract for the concrete walkway repair project at the A.J. LaRocca Treatment Facility in the amount of $55,320.30. Item 7K is approval of payout request number 1 in the amount of $417,131.89 to R.W. Dunham Company for the Kings Point patching project. Item 7L is approval of award bid 23-3-1 to Brothers Asphalt Paving Incorporated for the 2023 MFT Street Maintenance Program in the total amount of $2,057,117.30. 7M is approval of proposal for the replacement of the Farmwood Storm Pump Station Control Panel from Gazvoda and Associates of Calumet City in the amount of $22,050. And 7N is approval of a proposal for a let's try that again. Need a glass of water. Approval for a proposal of a rear yard drainage installation from Narnia Landscaping Design and Construction Incorporated of West Chicago in a not to exceed amount of $18,400. Is there a motion to accept the consent agenda?
So move.
Second?
Motion and a second. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Del Rosario,
Yes.
Hundley,
Yes.
Cluzny,
Yes.
Nasty,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
The consent agenda is approved. Excuse me. Item 8, ordinances and resolutions. 8A is the second reading of an ordinance amending traffic regulations within the Village of Addison for the installation of an all-way stop-controlled intersection at Central Avenue and Red Oak Street.
At our meeting on June 5th, the committee reviewed this ordinance, which amends traffic regulations within the Village of Addison for the installation of an all-way stop-controlled intersection at Central Avenue and Red Oak Street. The committee recommended approval, and first reading was given at the June 5th Village Board meeting. Second reading is requested.
This is second reading of an ordinance amending traffic regulations within the Village of Addison for the installation of an all-way stop-controlled intersection at Central Avenue and Red Oak Street.
Motion to approve the ordinance?
It's contagious.
I know.
Second.
Motion and second. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Hundley,
Yes.
Cluzny,
Yes.
Nasty,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
The ordinance is approved. Item 8B is second reading of an ordinance authorizing the sale of, by public auction of surplus equipment owned by the Village of Addison.
At our meeting on June 5th, the committee reviewed this ordinance, which authorizes the sale by public auction of surplus equipment owned by the village. The committee recommended approval, and first reading was given at the June 5th Village Board meeting. Second reading is requested.
This is second reading of an ordinance authorizing the sale by public auction of surplus equipment owned by the Village of Addison.
Motion to adopt the ordinance?
Second. Motion and second to adopt the ordinance. Discussion. Roll call.
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Hundley,
Yes.
Cluzny,
Yes.
Nasty, and O'Brien.
Yes.
The ordinance is approved. Item 8C is the first reading of an ordinance amending certain provisions of Chapter 12 of the Village Code regarding short-term residential rentals.
At their meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this ordinance, which amends certain provisions of Chapter 12 of the Village Code regarding short-term residential rentals. The committee recommended approval, and first reading is requested.
This is first reading of an ordinance amending certain provisions of Chapter 12 of the Village Code regarding short-term residential rentals.
First reading only.
First reading. Item 8D is the first reading of an ordinance amending certain provisions of Chapter 13 of the Village Code regarding the transfer or sale of THC acetate ester, THCO.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this ordinance, which amends certain provisions of Chapter 13 of the Village Code regarding the transfer or sale of THC acetate ester. The committee recommended approval, and first reading is requested.
This is first reading of an ordinance amending certain provisions of Chapter 13 of the Village Code regarding the transfer or sale of THC acetate ester.
First reading.
First reading. 8E is the consideration of a resolution approving the quote from Axon Enterprises Incorporated for the Officer Safety Plan in the amount of $3,038,080.19 over a 10-year contract which is $303,808.02 per year, and a request to waive the formal bid process.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this resolution, which approves the quote from Axon Enterprises, Inc. for the Officer Safety Plan in the amount of $3,038,080.19 over a 10-year contract, which is $303,808.02 per year, and a request to waive the formal bid process. The committee recommended approval, and the attorney is asked to read the resolution.
This is consideration of a resolution approving the quote from Axon Enterprise Incorporated for the Officer Safety Plan in the amount of $3,038,080.19 over a 10-year contract, which is $303,808.02 per year, and a request to waive the formal bid process.
Motion to approve the resolution?
Second. Motion is second to adopt the resolution. Discussion?
Excuse me, before we vote on this, Mayor, there is a request to waive the formal bid, so I think we should do that first before we vote.
Okay, motion to...
Is that not part of the resolution?
Well, I'm not sure the way this is written, whether it's part of it or not, so just to err on the side of caution, I would request that we make the motion. That way it's in the minutes, there's no question we waive the formal bidding process.
Okay.
Okay, motion to waive the formal bid process?
Second. Motion is second to waive the bid process. Discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion to approve the resolution?
Second. Motion is second to adopt the resolution. Discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The resolution stands approved.
Mayor, I'm sorry, before we move on, because of the amount that's involved here, I would request a roll call vote on that. Again, just for purposes of the record that we have.
Roll call
everyone on
vote,
record.
please.
Thank you.
Roll call.
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Huntley,
Yes.
Kuzny,
Yes.
Nasty,
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
The resolution is approved. Item F is consideration of a resolution approving the project quotation from Vigilant Solutions for license plate readers, cameras in the amount of $109,325, and a request to waive the formal bid process.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this resolution, which approves the project quotation from Vigilant Solutions for license plate reader cameras in the amount of $109,325, and a request to waive the formal bid process. The committee recommended approval, and the attorney is asked to read the resolution.
This is consideration of a resolution approving the project quotation from Vigilant Solutions for license plate readers, LPR cameras, in the amount of $109,325, and a request to waive the formal bid process.
Motion to waive the formal bid process?
Second. Motion is second to waive the bid process. Discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Motion to adopt the resolution?
Second. Motion is second to adopt the resolution. Discussion? Roll call.
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Huntley,
Yes.
Kuzny,
Yes.
Lynch. Oh, my goodness, I'm sorry, I did it again. Nasty. I'm still on Mr. Lynch, I'm sorry. Nasty and O'Brien.
Yes.
The resolution is approved. AG is consideration of a resolution approving the purchase of two 2023 Ford Explorer police utility vehicles direct from Curry Commercial Center of Frankfort, Illinois, in the amount of $79,258.48, and a request to waive the formal bid process.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this resolution, which approves the purchase of two 2023 Ford Explorer police utility vehicles direct from Curry Commercial Center of Frankfort, Illinois, in the amount of $79,258.48, and a request to waive the formal bid process. The committee recommended approval, and the attorney is asked to read the resolution.
This is consideration of a resolution approving the purchase of two 2023 Ford Explorer police utility vehicles direct from Curry Commercial Center of Frankfort, Illinois, in the amount of $79,258.48, and a request to waive the formal bid process.
Motion to waive the formal bid process?
Second. Motion is second to, okay. Waive the formal bid process. Discussion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Motion to adopt the resolution.
Motion and second to adopt the resolution. Discussion? Roll call?
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Huntley,
Yes.
Kuzny,
Yes.
Nasty,
Yes.
and O'Brien.
Yes.
The resolution is approved. Item 8H is consideration of a resolution approving the purchase of 5 vehicles from locally purchased approved dealerships in the not-to-exceed amount of $240,000 and a request to waive the formal bid process.
At our meeting earlier this evening, the committee reviewed this resolution, which approves the purchase of 5 vehicles from locally approved dealerships in the not-to-exceed amount of $240,000 and a request to waive the formal bid process. The committee recommended approval, and the attorney is asked to read the resolution.
This is consideration of a resolution approving the purchase of 5 vehicles from locally approved dealerships in the not-to-exceed amount of $240,000 and a request to waive the formal bid process.
Motion to waive the formal bid process?
Motion and second to waive the bid process. Discussion? Roll call?
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Huntley,
Yes.
Kuzny,
Yes.
Nasty,
Yes.
and O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion to adopt the resolution.
Motion and second to adopt the resolution. Discussion? Roll call?
Trustees Del Rosario,
Yes.
Huntley,
Yes.
Kuzny,
Yes.
Nasty,
Yes.
and O'Brien.
Yes.
The resolution is approved. Item 9, Mayor's Report. I have none this evening. Item 10, Officer's Report, Village Attorney.
I have nothing tonight, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Village Manager.
No report tonight, Mayor. Thank
Village
you.
Clerk.
Oh, yes, it's Rock and Wheels time, so we've got to let everyone know what's going on this Thursday, June 22nd, in the Village Green. On stage will be Bonnie and the Boys at 6:30, followed by The Great Pretenders at 8 p.m. And you should definitely visit the Historical Museum Craft and Vintage Fair and tour the museum buildings until 8 p.m. and see the special presentation on historical Illinois settlers presented by the actual Living Historians Guild. Also, on June 27th, the Addison Uncorked will be happening once again from 6 until 9 p.m. at the Historical Museum campus. This is a beer and wine tasting event to benefit 3 organizations, Addison Center for the Arts, Historical Society, and the Women's Club of Addison. Tickets are $20 in advance and $25 at the door. Also, something that is very important and very needed is the blood drive. It's a community blood drive, and it will happen on Wednesday, July 5th at the Village Hall from noon until 6 p.m. Appointments are encouraged, not necessary, but they are encouraged. So if you want to make an appointment, please call 630-628-1959. But keep in mind, appointments are not necessary. That's it.
All right, thank you. Item 11, Commission and Board Reports. We have none this evening. 12, Executive Session. We do not need one. 13, Audience Participation. There is none. Item 14.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion is second. All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.